Hello, everybody. This is PE Content Coaching PD for April. Okay, so let me share my screen. And begin our slideshow. All right. I'm glad that you can be here today for this required content coaching PD. And I hope that when we finish, you'll have gotten some useful information from the presentation. I've got to work two screens here, so I'll be going back and forth. Okay. At the end of the presentation, I'd like to get your input on meeting days and times for next year's cohort. What were some of the difficulties that you had with the days and times offered for content coaching? At the end of the presentation, you'll be able to communicate those ideas and preferences for consideration for future content area coaching PDs. I know this won't affect you, but it'll help me make decisions for next year's cohort. Please give your input on that. When you finish viewing this recording, please email me to request an exit ticket to document that you completed the required content coaching session. When you finish it, submit it and email me again and let me know you have submitted the exit ticket. My email is listed on the side. You can see it there with the arrow pointing to it. All right? Most of you should know that anyway. Today's content coaching session is about physical education, content knowledge, praxis test that is required to obtain your teaching certificate. This test should not be taken lightly, and the better prepared you are, the more likely you will pass and only have to take it one time. I'm going to go over some of the things to expect at the test taking center, on the day of the test, and an overview of what the test entails. Please pay close attention and follow along, as some of the information will be included on the exit ticket, which you will have to do to document that you have viewed the recording. All right. The study, when you get to the site and you enter it under Praxis, Physical Education 5091, Content Knowledge, you'll see that it offers a free study companion PDF and a study plan for a Word, which is a blank document that you can fill in when you're going to study and things like that. The study companion is much more complex. It offers practical information and helpful tools, including free an overview of the praxis tests, specific information on the praxis test that you're taking, a template study plan, study topics, practice questions, and explanations of correct answers. Very important. It gives you the question, practice test, you fill it, you can answer on a sheet of paper, which we're going to practice. And then we'll look at the answers and it'll tell you why that was the correct answer. It also offers test-taking tips and strategies, frequently asked questions, and links to more detailed information. Okay. This is a practice test subscription. Content Knowledge Interactive Practice Test provides easy online practice in a simulated test environment, authentic test questions that will help you get ready for test day, an optional test timer providing practice in a time setting, practice test results for each content category, and detailed explanations for correct answers to the practice questions. This interactive practice test consists of a single set of practice questions. There's only one version available for the test title, so each time you take the practice test, you answer the same questions in the same order. This is relatively inexpensive at $19.95. However, it is not required. There are also a number of Praxis test prep books and study guides available to purchase on the internet. Here are some that I found, just doing a simple search. All of these are to buy, and they vary in prices, okay? So when you do a search on Praxis 5091, physical education, practice tests, or content test practice, these are some of the ones that you'll see, all right? I'm going to go back and looking at this, now we're going to watch a video on what to expect when you arrive at the Praxis Test Center, in case some of you have not taken a Praxis test yet. Oh, I did the wrong thing. This was not what I expected. Okay, we'll go back. All right, that was something different. Good. Sorry about that. You know, I found a number of study sets on flashcards on Quizlet. I just entered the name of the test and quite a few popped up. Some are very good, some may not be helpful, but they are free. So if you're familiar with using Quizlet, all you have to do is enter in the search bar, Praxis 5091 content knowledge. I'm sure you'll find more, there may be more available just under PE practice tests and others, but it's, from what I saw on the search that I did, there was about 10 to 15 sets of flashcards. Some just had terms, others had good content questions that you would see on the test, and then you flip the card and it had the answer on the back and the explanation. You can create your own also by creating just a flashcard set. If you have any questions on how to do that, or if you want more questions on how to get to Quizlet study sets, send me an email and we can talk and I'll walk you through it. This is the Practice Study Companion. This is the PDF that I talked about that is free. And this is what we'll use today for this presentation to take a look at some of the items. All right, here's the video I was talking about. If you have not taken any practice tests yet, the following video will give you a good idea of what to expect on test day at a testing site center. So I'm going to go ahead and just play that now. I can honestly say that pretty much that is the way the test center here in Albuquerque at Workforce Center off of Alameda and the frontage road of I-25 is pretty much just like that. And the nice thing about it, when I took my administrator's license test a few years ago, is I was given my score and was able to know if I passed or failed within 10 minutes after taking the test. You just have to wait around just a little while and they provide you your score. So that's a very positive thing. I'm not sure if it's like that for this test, but it seems like it would be. Again, if you have any questions, email me and just let me know. Okay. So what is on the test? All right. The name of the test is Physical Education Content Knowledge. Its test code is 5091. Expect to take about 2 hours. It has 120 questions called a select response. There are 4 content categories. The content knowledge test is in physical education, is designed to measure the professional knowledge of prospective teachers of physical education in elementary to senior high schools. Examinees typically have completed a bachelor's degree program or physical education, exercise science, or similar program of study. The test assesses whether an examinee has the knowledge and competencies necessary for beginning teacher of physical education. The 120 select response questions cover knowledge of fitness, kinesiology, exercise physiology, fundamental movements, and sports that comprise the content of physical education classes. Knowledge of areas in the natural and social sciences that provide the foundation for teaching these activities, and knowledge of crucial topics in health and safety. The 4 categories are content knowledge and student growth and development. The second one is management, motivation, and communication. The third is planning, instruction, and student assessment. And the last is collaboration. I can't see it. We have collaboration, technology. Let me see if I can move my, collaboration, reflection, and technology. Now, I obtained all this information from that content study guide, okay? So let's take a look at some of the items that will be on the test, all right? Category 1 is content knowledge and student growth and development. Here are the study topics. There are 36 questions from this category. An overview of the areas covered on the test, along with their sub-areas follows. So you can see here the core concepts that are covered by the test. An example, number 1 is terminology, principles, concepts, and applications of the basic sciences as related to motor skills, movement activities, for example, anatomy and physiology, exercise physiology, biomechanics and kinesiology, motor development, and motor learning. A sample question from this test would be, what disciplines combine to create the foundation for PE? Which the answer would be motor learning, motor development, kinesiology, biomechanics, exercise physiology, sports psychology, sports sociology, and, another question would be, what is kinesiology? Kinesiology is the study of the principles of mechanics and anatomy in relation to human movement. What is the relationship between kinesiology and biomechanics? Kinesiology is the term referring to the whole scholarly area of human movement study, while biomechanics is the study of motion and its causes in living things. Biomechanics provides key information on the most effective and safest movement patterns, equipment, and relevant exercises to improve human movement. All right, I'm not going to go through every single one of these, but that's a pretty good example in the depth of the answers that you would need to provide. The good thing is it'll be provided for you in multiple choice, okay? Multiple choice answers. Here are more of the sample study topics. On the right, you'll see the questions, some of the questions that I just asked, right? And what I did was I took that question, I put it in a Google search, and then I took it'll give you a synopsis of what a good answer for that would be. My suggestion is to take some of those or all of them, and this is how you can make your flashcards for Quizlet, if you so desire or think that you need that. That's a good way for you to study. So all you would have to do is take this question, highlight it, put it on a Google search, take what comes on the Google search and highlight it, copy it, and put it on the flashcard. That's one way of studying that I would suggest. All right, here are some more of those topics. Okay. You can see that there are some, all right, that ask, such as what are Bloom's taxonomy learning domains and how do they affect the design of instruction? This is just goes along with a lot of the stuff that you've already learned in LEAP, okay? Not specific to physical education. All right. Category 2 is management, motivation, and communication. All right, the study topics. There are 30 questions from this category. Here are some of the areas that will be covered on management and motivation, the ones on communication, and then the discussion areas where it has the types of questions that you can expect and you should study for. All right. Category 3 is planning, instruction, and student assessment study topics. There are 30 questions from this category. Okay. You can tell, give you a little bit of time just to take a look. Oh. This falls under student assessment. So you'll remember one of the content coaching sessions we had were on the use of rubrics for grading physical education. You'll also notice that there will be questions on referral procedures under the individuals with disabilities, the DEA, which is special education, and those students with 504 plans. This is very important that you're aware of that because there will be quite a few questions on that. All right. Here are the discussion areas and possible questions that would come from that you can study. You can come back and look at these on the video as many times as you want. So I'm not going to spend too much more time. You can hit pause here if you want and really pull these out, or you can just open up the PDF document where I pulled these from anyway. Okay. Category 4 is collaboration, reflection, and technology. There are 24 questions from this category. Okay. One of the things that is suggested in the study guide is test preparation doesn't just happen, right? You have to have goals. You have to set some deadlines for yourself. You know, if you're a good test taker, that'll help, especially knowing how to eliminate wrong answers right away and narrowing things down. But you can learn what the test covers, okay? You can find specific information. All of this is in that handout or PDF, okay? This is what a practice test, a sample question looks like. This is the way it'll appear on the screen when you're taking the test, okay? So here are 7 questions. Take out a sheet of paper and number it 1 through 7. Read the questions and choose the best answer, and then we're going to discuss them. I'm going to wait. I'll wait 3 minutes, okay? In a live session that I did when I presented this the first time, we actually spent our time going over these and discussing them. But we did in the same way that first we marked our answers. We read the questions and then marked the answers, and then we came back, said what our answers were, and then discussed them. Since we're not able to do that now, I'll give you a little bit of time, and then we'll talk about the answer. I will talk about the answers. We're almost up with our time is almost up. All right, let's take a look at these. Okay, yoga practice is most beneficial to which of the following populations? The correct answer is D. Okay, a recent study of people with chronic low back pain found that participants who practiced yoga had significantly less disability pain and depression after 6 months. Number 2, which of the following is a problem most characteristic of the primitive stage of forward rolling? That's very important to pay close attention to the question words. This is asking for the primitive stage of forward rolling. The correct answers would be A, B, and D. They're characteristic of intermediate or advanced levels of performing a forward roll. However, since this asks for the primitive stage, the correct answer is C. C, okay, losing the curl is characteristic of early or primitive stages of performing the forward roll, and that is why it is the correct answer. Number 3, which of the following is a primary short-term effect of amphetamines on an athlete's sports performance? The correct answer is B. Okay, increasing feelings of alertness. Amphetamines and other stimulants increase alertness. By doing so, they can also mask the level of fatigue an athlete is experiencing, which can in turn delay the healing of injured muscle tissue and prolong recovery times. Number 4, according to the Mayo Clinic, people who do yoga may experience improvement in which of the following? All right, the answer is C. Stress reduction, fitness, and management of chronic conditions. According to the Mayo Clinic, there are numerous health benefits to practicing yoga, which considers humans to be 3-part beings made up of mind, body, and spirit. The practice of yoga addresses reducing stress and improving fitness and has the potential to alleviate symptoms of chronic conditions. All right. 5, it is reputed that Milo of Greece lifted a newborn bull onto his shoulders each day until the bull became fully mature. Milo followed what 2 principles of modern muscle strength and endurance conditioning? The correct answer is A, progression and overload. Progression and overload are the terms used in discussions of fitness that refer to adjusting the amount of exercise to a person's present capacity. That's the overload, and gradually increasing the amount of exercise over time to improve the level of fitness. There's your progression. Number 6, in which of the following lists is each physiological factor linearly proportionately related to oxygen consumption? All right. Correct answer is B, cardiac output, heart rate, and work rate. It's the only choice that does not include at least one item that does not increase in a linear fashion as oxygen consumption increases. Number 7, in the late 1800s, the greatest influence on the direction of physical education came from individuals with a background in which of the following? Okay. The correct answer is B, professional sport. Is A. The primary role in the development of physical education in the 19th century was played by physicians interested in anthropometric measurement and other medically related subjects. All right. Here are 5 more questions, okay? Go ahead and hit the pause button and you can answer them, all right? Give yourself time to answer and then restart the video. And then I'll go over the correct answers. Don't worry, we're not going to do 100 questions. These will be the last 5. All right. According to most sports sociologists, a sport is primarily described as what kind of activity? The correct answer is B, institutionalized. A sport is described by most sociologists as an institutionalized activity. An activity becomes a sport after undergoing a process through which behaviors and organization become standardized over time. As a sport, the activity takes on fundamental characteristics such as official rule enforcement, equipment regulations, and formalized skills. 9, which of the following assessment techniques will most likely help students set appropriate health-related goals? The correct answer is D, completing fitness tests. Fitness tests identify an individual's current level of fitness from which he or she can establish goals to improve fitness. Number 10, the correct racing posture of a swimmer, a cyclist, or a downhill skier minimizes the effect of, the correct answer is C, turbulence. All three activities require that their participants maintain a compact arrangement of the body so that it can move smoothly through the medium, air or water, that is involved. The failure to observe this compact bodily arrangement would hinder movement by creating turbulence. 11, which of the following practice alternatives would best promote learning and safety for potentially injurious sports such as pole vaulting and downhill skiing? The correct answer is C, progressive part. This describes a method of practice that involves working on specific elements of skill in isolation. It allows those elements of a skill that present the greatest risk of injury to be mastered under controlled conditions before the skill is attempted whole and under real conditions. And number 12, which of the following teaching styles best allows students an opportunity to reflect on what they have learned and what they need to improve on? The correct answer is A, small group. In small group work, which is part of cooperative learning, the students have time to reflect on their learning and how well they work together and what they need to improve on. In that test companion, it'll present the questions like this, and then you can find pages ahead the answers that I just read like this. That way you see the rationale for the answers and understand why your answer was correct or why it was wrong. All right, I hope you take advantage of using that study companion. I think it'll be very valuable, okay, in preparing you for the test. I would definitely look at this first before I bought any of the other programs, all right? So what to do? Well, my advice is this, okay? Take time to make a plan and follow it. This study companion offers a lot of ideas. It offers templates to follow, to make a plan, okay, and other things inside the study companion. You can consider purchasing a study guide if that's the way you want to go. I would first look at purchasing the least expensive myself, but you may be able to do a search or do some research on which is the most effective and then consider what to buy. Prices vary greatly in each one of those. You can also consider study groups or working with someone from the cohort that you know that you've met in either content coaching or small group, your small group area ones. And maybe you guys can get together through Zoom or another way to set up study times. All right. Now that you've finished viewing this recording, okay, email me to request an exit ticket to document that you completed the required content coaching session. I offered this because if you are receiving this, you did not attend the content coaching session. So this, I offer to make up that session time because it is a requirement for you to attend those content coaching sessions. When you finish, submit it, and when you finish the exit ticket, submit it and email me again to let me know that you have submitted the exit ticket. The exit ticket is a Google form. You go through, you fill out the answers, okay? And then it'll tell you to submit. Once you submit, it'll come to me. I'll get to it as quickly as I can, but I'll get to it faster if you email me and know I have completed the exit ticket, all right? And then I'll give you credit for doing that. I hope that you have a good day. Remember, this is my email address to request the exit ticket, okay? And again, if there's anything I can do to help you to prepare for this, email me. We can set up another Zoom, or we can just do some, I can help you out through email or something like that. Have a great day. See you later.